What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Broken Mask Show. I'm joined today by my co-host Jake and Chris. And you know me,
What's up, guys?
I'm Cameron. It's been a while since you've seen our faces, probably. There's been a couple episodes here and there, but we've been doing a little bit less. We would like to be able to try and get back on a regular schedule. I'm not going to make any promises. We're just going to see how that turns out. But we're going to jump in today's video. Today's video is Chris and Jake will be getting married. But nah, what it is like, there's this game that's called the shoe game. The reason why I say they're getting married is because the way that the shoe game works is that it's usually something that happens at weddings where you'd have a bride and a groom. They would use shoes to be able to. You would ask a question. The groom would give one of their shoes to the bride would give one of her shoes to the groom, and then when the questions are asked, the groom would either hold up his own shoe or he would hold up the bride's shoe, and that would represent like whoever the answer to the question is better. For us, shoes are a little bit I'm not gonna say disgusting, but it's just we're not gonna use shoes. We got a better option to be able to use. So
Cam is wearing Kobe's right now.
yeah, I don't want anyone to touch my shoes. So
I remember when I had Kobe's.
But
those things were bomb.
So if Jake,
Literally.
if you will show your item that represents Chris. Actually, yeah. Okay, so that's an item that represents Chris that Jake has, and that is a WWE shirt, Randy Orton.
I can now demonstrate what's on the back.
And Chris, if you will show your item that represents Jake.
Sure.
Okay, so that is a whole, I guess, motorcycle, dirt bike, four-wheeler, whatever you want to say, ATV helmet. Okay.
A cheap one at that.
And so these are items that they've respectfully brought to represent themselves, and they've switched off. I have brought items that I feel represent them, and so if you will show the item that represents you. The reason why I feel like this represents Jake the best is because he is the type that he enjoys survival and being put in situations where he has to survive, I guess. It seems like he fights just like to stay out on top every time, and it seems like some way that he still, whatever it is in life going on through, is like not, even if it's not like a specific survival situation like out in the woods, whatever Jake does, he sits there and he fights to be able to get it. So I feel like that represents him the best. And Chris, if you'll show your item that I feel represents you. So this is a piece of Chris's art. I'll show it a better image of it because I know it's kind of hard to see from here. I will put a better image of it there. Chris, with his art, I feel like that fully represents him because he puts his whole heart, his whole, just everything into what he does, and he's great at what he does. And this is something that he gave me. It's a sticker, but I didn't have anything to stick it onto, so I keep it up in my room to show off his art in my room. But yeah, I feel like that both of these items fully represent both of them striving to do whatever it is they have to do. So anyway, yeah. We're going to get into today's episode. As I said, it's the shoe game. I have a list of 12 questions here, plus a possible another question. We'll see how that turns out. The first couple questions I'm going to ask are going to be decently easy. Y'all might be able to sit there and agree on a couple things. Now, the next couple questions that come after that, they might be a little bit more difficult. It might drive a little wedge between y'all. Who knows? Hopefully it won't. It's not enough to ruin the friendship, I don't think. But we'll just have to see. So without further ado, I'll get into the questions. Who do you think, between the two of you, who do you think the better cook is? And you will hold up the respective item that you feel represents that person.
So I just hold up the shirt.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel like it's Chris.
Oh, so then like also you're in it too. So
No, I'm not in it at all.
Okay.
So it's like, so the way that it works is like,
all right.
okay, all right.
So with the shirt, I feel like it's Chris because he has a lot of Hispanic culture, so he's probably been a lot around, spices and like I don't know. Hispanics seem to always cook better than whites.
Okay.
That's a wild. Okay.
No, because I don't know. That's just like that's a bland statement, yeah. But at the end of the day, like that is how to put it. White people sometimes do got a lot of food, but it's very rare to catch like white people that know how to like get like the white culture food. A lot of them just cook.
I don't feel like white people really have too much of culture, if I'm being honest with you.
Hispanics food. I pulled up to the Hispanics house and seen some stuff that I've never seen before, and it's like all of a sudden it's like if you don't like that, there's something that they can make something in like 10 minutes that you could like that's simple too, bro.
Y'all killed it with cornbread though.
Yeah.
Cornbread is so good.
Cornbread is pretty fire. I didn't like it for the longest, but I don't know. Somebody had me try it, like I'd say, like last year. I was like, bro, this is so far. But it's certain cornbreads.
You'll be fighting over it too.
Yeah.
Backstory: there's two fat bitches fighting over a piece of cornbread. So Chris, do you feel like you're the better cook, or do you feel like Jake?
I'll just go ahead and let you know. I can't cook.
I'm sorry, Jake.
I can't do it.
But I've never like seen or heard you like any mention of cooking, so I couldn't really like.
I'm bad at it, bro.
I really couldn't lift your helmet up.
Like I could do like the bacon and eggs, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
get
the
like
first
what
person
goes
that taught
together.
me how to cook breakfast. Actually,
Yeah, that's actually like what I specialize in. I'm good at bacon and eggs. After that, it just stops.
So if y'all feel good enough on these answers, so you say you feel like it's Chris and you feel like it's yourself as well, we'll move on to the next one. Who's better in a survival situation?
Yeah, I would say me.
Okay.
I've always just been in doing like Boy Scouts and stuff. I mean, I've always also like I've never heard of like Chris sleeping in the woods.
Yeah.
Like I gotta sleep in the woods probably this weekend type stuff.
Okay. Any rebuttal, or you just I know you agreed. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nah,
to
yeah.
it? Okay. So we'll move on to the next one then. Who do you feel has the better hair?
Nah, bro. I feel like Jake has better
Chris?
than me.
So at first I would say like at the beginning I would probably say me, but I've been trying to redo my hair and I've seen Chris start to grow out his hair, and now I know he got luscious hair. He just been hiding it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. Every time I see Jake, he always has his hair like the most perfect way. I
Like
barely
suede.
see. Yeah, it's like it just stays in place. My hair, it looks different every like episode. Like right now, I always have trouble with the ends right here,
I've been having a lot of trouble
and
recently.
I feel like it just looks shitty.
Nah, bro, it looks perfect, bro. You're perfect.
But well, yeah, Jake never had that. So
I'm looking at my hair right now, and the one thing I
Nah, you're
can't
just
stand.
gonna try it.
I can't stand. I always call it. It's like the crown of your head, but it seems
Cowboy.
like it's usually like white people that have that a lot more, like a white boy spiral that's like right there.
This episode is
It's just focusing in on race. It's gonna be out of pocket. But anyway, like with the way my hair is. I mean, speaking of, I've gotten a haircut. Jake's gotten a haircut. Chris is still growing out his hair.
I feel like a lot of people though like look at their hair different. Like I don't know, both y'all's hair. Like I don't see nothing wrong with it. When both of y'all like Chris said, like y'all's hair always looks perfect to me. Where it's like y'all's has it in like the the nicest way that I could see that y'all have y'all's hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like everybody always they'll be like overlooking or not overlooking, but looking too much at themselves type stuff.
Well, I do think it's funny when I actually got my hair cut, because me and you had a whole personal conversation where you're like, honestly, I don't care when it comes there. Like you could really care less about when it comes to the hair and stuff like that. But it's like the first thing you said when you saw me after I got my haircut was like, got a nice haircut. I was actually thinking about getting that myself and whatnot. So it's like that. But yeah, I feel like honestly, I don't even know if I'd be able to decide, because I do feel like both of y'all have nice hair. I finally convinced Chris to be able to grow his hair out, which also he has other personal reasons. But after a while of me sitting there just constantly being like, hey, please grow your hair out, and finally he decided to do it, and he hasn't cut it since, except to occasionally style it. And that's for Jake. Exactly like Chris says, Jake has always had like the perfect sway to it. It's not
y'all
like,
don't hype me too much.
no, it's almost like it's not like full on like the OG like Justin Bieber haircut, but it is like it's just the like I said, it's like the perfect way that you sway it, and it's like all the way around, like it's good.
Well, thank y'all, bro.
So yeah, that one would have been a hard choice for me. That's the reason why I was like, some of these can be very controversial. I don't know, and sure enough, each of y'all respectfully were like, yeah, I feel like you got the better hair. But we'll go on to the next one. Okay. Who is more of a daredevil?
I think me. But...
Okay. Do you have your reasonings? Whoever would like to say why?
Mostly it comes from the hunting experience.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail, but Jake like just told us like a really insane story right now.
I guess also the fact that literally the thing that represents him is
the
ATV helmet.
I don't know. I just be doing a lot. Since I was a kid, I was always into like dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. I mean, Chris is more of like a calmer dude. I feel like, he's more like, he's always thinking about like safety and that. And I'm just like,
I gotta feel safe and I gotta feel comfortable.
Me, well, that's like on the spur of a moment, if you had an option, fully paid, which one of you would go skydiving faster between the two of you?
I've been trying to save up money to go.
But like I'm saying, like if someone came in here, or even me right now, if I said full expense right now, you can go skydiving, which one of you is gonna say, all right, I'll go?
Yeah, I'll for sure
okay,
go.
Well,
I mean, Chris said it. Chris did say it first.
You said it first, but like, would you have any like concerns or anything like that, or you just like, I got it? Because if you say that, then that's daredevil. But if not, and you sit there and think about it, then maybe.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So,
I mean, it's like a roller coaster. Everybody's like, it's scary, but not a lot of people has died on it.
Mm-hmm.
So probability you'll be alright.
I mean, go on that. I did something yesterday. It was pretty wild. I didn't even think about it like throughout the whole week because I was going to this convention, and out of nowhere I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I got my first tag.
Yeah.
I didn't think. I just walked in. I was like, yeah, let me get this.
I realized
it's not on
Wait,
par to
real?
like.
Yeah. I mean.
Wait, like you ain't playing?
No, I'm not playing God.
Like it ain't like no handle, bro. Dang, bro. You didn't even tell.
It's not on par with like
riding.
Chris
got it. Chris,
riding a dirt bike,
Chris, bro.
Just spur of the moment.
Hey, I'll give it to Chris because that's something I'll never do. I don't know. Like I'm not scared to do it. It's just like I don't know. But that is daredevil, bro. I'll give that one to Chris.
If you all feel like you're good with your answers, I can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Feel like you're good? Alright. Who between y'all do you feel is more stubborn?
I thought me because I've been on, I don't know, like recently I've been on this thing where it's like I've been having to like basically like relearn everything, bro. Like I don't know, I've done a lot of stuff wrong, and I realized I've come out of it recently. I was really stubborn, I'd say last year. Like you could tell me something, I'd be like nah, and it'd be obvious. But I'm trying to get better at it, Stubbornness is also, I don't know, it's really bad. Like sometimes you just gotta come out of it. It's hard.
How do you feel?
I'm gonna sound real dumb right now. I need a clear cut definition of stubbornness.
Okay,
it's like
so the way
constantly being in kind of being in denial.
Kind of like mainly it's like you like it's your way or we're not.
Like, Chris, you act this certain way, like nah, not like that.
Yeah, like you're constantly disagreeing with it. You're stuck in your ways about doing something. Kind of like that, I guess.
Or it's like, hey, your car the brakes are squealing, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that.
Nah, I don't be on. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right.
Or it's like, hey, Chris, you got to come off that hill, and you're like, nah. Like, touch that.
Like, I'll die on that hill. I'm gonna like stand with this like like whenever you like make a choice, it's like you've probably seen it on like social media where it's like, what's something that you will stick with to the day you die, and like everybody or like, uh, trying to think like, what's something that you would say or do that has like this, it would have a crowd react
Like
like this.
everybody will like say the one thing with like actual like it makes most sense why somebody's
Being
choosing
that
that
way, but
answer.
you're still stuck to your way.
Nah, I don't think I'm like that.
Okay, so do you believe
I want
Jake's
to find
that way?
Jake like that either.
Okay, that's interesting. There is a possibility that neither one of you would have an option for it, but if you feel like y'all are good with your answers, we can move on.
Yeah.
All right.
Julian.
Who is more of a lightweight?
And what?
Alcohol.
I've never seen Chris drink, but I only really drink White Claws. Like, if I drink anything other than White Claw, I'm probably throwing up just because, I don't know, my stomach's usually like, I got a stomach that, like, I can't really handle, like, spicy foods. So, it's probably.
All you had to say was White Claws.
Well, I know personally that Chris, he's constantly drinking like Corona or Modelo or Four Locos. I don't know what else.
I drink. It's crazy because I've had this conversation just this week. People were like, I think you're alcoholic. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not alcoholic. I grab a beer every Friday so I can enjoy after work. And that's all I do. It's just
yeah,
a big 32 ounce.
Do it like every day.
A big 32 ounce beer, and I drink it after work every Friday. But I picked up tequila like 2 weeks ago.
How's that been?
And I take like little shots. That's it.
Well, I was recently having a conversation with someone about my drinking. I am a bourbon or whiskey kind of guy. And like Chris, he drank it. You think that was the first time you'd ever had? Was that the first time you had bourbon, or was that just the first time you had Jack Daniels?
I think it was Jack. Just first time I had bourbon. I thought it was whiskey.
It's kind of both. It's I can never remember. It's like bourbon, whiskey. They honestly taste the same to me. They're both brown liquor. Like one, I think bourbon. Is it bourbon or whiskey that's a little bit sweeter? I can't remember what it is. Either way, they both taste fine to me. But I know Chris was sitting there trying Chris was chasing it with Coke or Pepsi or whatever you did. And then I gave a shot to someone else, and they were like, nah. They could tell that like originally I had gotten drunk in a situation, and they were thinking I was like a lightweight in that. But when you started calculating how much I'd taken, like 14 shots off of a like select barrel of Jack Daniels, and then they started to realize that, and they were like, okay, maybe it's not a lightweight, maybe. And then they tasted it and they winced whenever they drank it, and I was like, see, I didn't wince, I didn't chase it any at all. So I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm a lightweight. Well, I don't know. The three of us have not sat around and tried to be able to drink around each other, so that's an interesting thing. Thought about bringing that to the channel. I thought about actually doing a reaction video while we drink, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
You should see the last time when I drank. I'll just have Cam pop that up.
Okay.
That I don't know. It's just every time I drink, like something crazy happens. So I've learned to always take it light. That's why I always do White Claws now. And like with White Claws, if you drink like 2 White Claws, you can get pretty like, I don't know, like you can feel like beer drunk, and then like it just fade away in like 45 minutes. So like there's been times where it's like I need that stuff to fade away like in 30, and it's like all I gotta wait is 45, and then I'm good.
Oh, it's honestly the best thing you can do. From what I've heard, and this is personally what I've done, is just a juicy cheeseburger. Just like any kind of alcohol you have, and you need to be sober in the next like few minutes, just have you like a juicy, just 1 cheeseburger, 2 singular cheeseburgers, a double cheeseburger. It's any kind of grease can soak it up.
I mean, that kind of, because sometimes, I only drink at parties and when I'm on the boat. So like, sometimes, yeah, at a party, like there's gonna be that, because at the last one where that video popped up from, there was hamburgers there, but sometimes you just don't get to them fast enough.
That's in my situation. I was glad that the person that I was with, They were not drinking, so they were able to
actual
take me.
Ronald McDonald and had hamburgers on them.
They were able to take me back to my house, and like even though I was sitting there like drunk, I got back home. I cooked me 2 cheeseburgers. I ate them, and within like 30 minutes, I was back to being sober. Went back to the party, so because I just like I felt like
Is
I was
that
kind
where
of
this
like
is
ruining
coming
the
from,
experience.
or did you actually hear this, or was that just from this?
Well, like having the burgers.
Yeah,
I've heard it before, but also the fact that I know that it worked for me. But that's the reason why I ate it, because it's grease. Anything, it don't have to specifically be burgers, but it's greasy food. If you want to have a greasy fried chicken sandwich or something like that, or just a piece of chicken or anything, you can do that. If you have like a hot dog with some chili up there, that's greasy enough. It's just some kind of grease on your stomach.
Too, like, I don't know. When I get drunk, like I have to eat one big meal. It's the pinnacle of being drunk to have that one drunk meal. And I don't get drunk often, so that's usually what happens. I end up like at the end of the night just a huge meal.
I take it back. I don't think I'm a lightweight, because you mentioned Four Locos, and one of those just fucked me up. One of those fucked me up so bad, bro.
Wes, I remember the first time you actually took it. Wasn't that the first drink you ever bought?
Yeah,
Was it Four Loko?
Well, I've had alcohol.
You'd had alcohol before,
21, but
the first time you ever bought it.
Well, yeah, when I turned 21, I tried Four Loko for the first. Bro, I think there's a whole junkie in that car.
What'd you get?
Four Loko. And I was like halfway through the bottle. I was like, what the fuck?
It was so funny because he had texted me that same night, and he was doing laundry, and like halfway between doing laundry, he was like, I don't even know if I can continue doing this. It was just like it hit him that hard.
But yeah, I think I'm more of a lightweight than Chris.
Okay.
But on other things, I'll be going in.
I don't know. Maybe you might.
That was each other.
So we can move on to the next question. And these next few questions are probably going to be
controversial.
Maybe a little bit. Who knows? We'll have to
Who
see.
is the most sexiest?
Race war.
Who's more racist? Who between you do you feel is smarter?
I'd say me and Chris are both smart in like different stuff though. Like, I feel like we're probably like at the same intellect level, but just like we're smart on different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like to be honest, I feel like Chris is probably better at math than me because his job probably involves math. I feel like I don't know, like mechanic work. I feel like we're kind of matched in that because y'all did automotive.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've been like I've been taking apart dirt bikes and 4-wheelers, I might know a little bit more because my knowledge is refreshed on that. But I feel like if me and Chris were given the same amount of time to do the same stuff, we would probably end up about at the same place. So I didn't mean to have the knife in my hand the whole time. I've just been playing with the knife.
So respectfully, y'all say each other. What's your?
Yeah, I mean, I always judge somebody. It's gonna be kind of controversial, but the way I judge somebody's like intellectual thinking is the way they speak. Like me, I don't think I'm like smart enough because I always stutter and I always say like repeat the same words. Otherwise, where like other people are like, oh, they got all this vocabulary and stuff, and they're like saying all this and that. Meanwhile, I'm just like and like this, and I feel like that, and like this.
Mm-hmm.
Jake's not like that. I am though.
Nah, bro. I think it's just like I do that sometimes. So it's just like I feel like not rushed on y'all sometimes. I feel like a little bit later on you'll probably stop doing it. You know.
I do feel like it's another one where again I could not answer this question fully. I feel like both of y'all are smart in your own way, and I feel like you're being kind of hard on yourself in this situation because I've had very intellectual conversations with you. I think one thing I've had very intellectual conversations with you. I think a big thing that happens sometimes is it depends on how tired y'all are. Because I can straight up tell when y'all are pulling something out of your ass because it's just how tired you are. But like other than that, it's like y'all have like your own ways of being smart about certain things. But if you're glad with your answers, then I can move on to the next one.
Oh yeah.
Life could be dreams If I could take you up in paradise up above, if you would tell me I'm the only.
Who do you think's funnier between y'all?
I mean, I'm after. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, I feel like if we're both in our element, like, you know, it's equal. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we both have the same possibility, or I forget the word I'm looking for.
Like, again, that's another one where I feel like it depends on like what situation we're in. Where like I feel like we all have the ability to riff off each other, which is one of my favorite things to be able to do. It's one of my favorite things to be able to do on this channel as well, is to sit there and try and riff off of each other. Where it's like we could talk about something that's completely made up. Like we've just made this whole story up, and like we could sit there and like play Jenga on top of it until like the story is just complete bullshit.
Me and Cameron like to call it Family Guy humor.
Mm-hmm. That's the same thing, Jake. I mean, it's like everything. Like you can sit there and be like,
because Peter would be like, yeah, it's like that one time, this and that,
and it'd be a flashback, or like if you could have a certain situation in your life, there's probably a Family Guy episode that would like represent that in some kind of a funny way. So it's always like Family Guy humor, or like I always say, riffing off each other, like as if we're in a comedy routine at all times. And it may have not been shown as much in the actual YouTube channel, but like in our everyday lives and stuff like that, it's like we can all riff off of each other in our own ways. And it's whether it's the three of us sitting here, like in fact, when Chris is I'm not going to go into full detail because it's a joke between us, so we're not going to like ruin that. But chugging Mountain Dew, there's a hidden joke behind that, and it's based off of complete, absolute bullshit that like makes no sense, but it's funny as hell to us, and it might not be funny to anybody else, which is why I'm not going to explain it, because then someone's just going to be like, yeah, that's not funny, and that's going to ruin it. So, but for us, that's a hidden joke, inside joke. But yeah, I feel like both of y'all have your own ways of.
Yeah, I lift the minds up for the same reason, except Jake just kind of does it better.
Well, with
riffing off each other and stuff, and he has some of those craziest stories that I laugh at.
I've been told that all my life. Like, I don't know, like for a while I could get people to kind of trust me a little bit more than others, where it's like, because I could tell I don't know, I'd be sitting there joking with him or something like that, and I feel like that's kind of how like me and Chris met, because a lot of time me and Chris like used to be joking all the time, bro. Like in computer class, I forget, in STEM, me and that man would be all on K and P just sitting there dying laughing, bro. I remember crying laughing with Chris. So that's why I say Chris, because I mean we both have the same possibilities to be funny. It's just you know.
Well, I know something that's also funny about you is that like you say all the time, it's like, all right, give me my Emmy, give me my Grammy or whatever, because like you can sit there and lie about something completely and it'd be funny, and like it's not true whatsoever, and like it will still be funny, and I'm like, what the fuck. But yeah, again, if y'all are glad with your answers, I can move on to the next question. Who's better at staying on task?
Chris. I'm very bad at staying on task, so. That's how bad I am.
I don't know. I really haven't seen Jake being on task.
I'm bad at being on task.
I haven't seen him do like anything on time in his life.
Like I'll be doing something and like I can be talking to you and then just stop what I'm doing and start on something else. Just I completely not recognizing it.
Wait, no, I'll take that back. Yeah, I lift mine up because I know Jake, when he was in doing college classes, there were some nights where we just didn't have to record because he was busy, studying and doing his classes. I'm like, all right. So yeah, that's why I lift mine up.
I've also seen Chris do a lot of that. Like I've seen Chris where it's like, dang, bro. There's been nights where it's like, I caught out, and Chris has just pulled up. So that's awesome when I say Chris. Where it's like, I don't know, he always seems to complete. If there's something, I've never seen Chris not complete a task. Like he's never been like, oh yeah, bro, I'm doing this, and it's like, it's not done.
I feel that's now that you say it, I'm trying to think about if there's anything that either one of y'all that I know like of importance that y'all haven't really completed. That seems like we're
January
always
6th.
3 days later.
Rock and roll McDonald's! Rock and roll McDonald's!
So next question is, who's the better driver?
Now, I'll actually fill mine up because I've been watching a little stuff on YouTube and I've been driving a little bit more and I've been getting back into it, and low-key I've been swimming. And all I'm gonna say is, once I get a little bit of money, your boy is gonna have a little bit of HP behind him. Let's just say that.
I didn't live mine so because me and Jake drive way like a lot different.
Chris, all right, so I'll say this: Chris is a better driver in the legal sense.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
But in the sense of like, let's say if like you need to get from one side of the state to the other side of the state, and you need me to do 90, I can do that. I can do that without getting tickets type stuff. So
yeah, you can call Jake.
It's funny because like there's this one situation where Chris had hit me up and he's like, when are we gonna go to Wendy's again and go like 80 miles per hour down the highway and like have all the windows down and like my hair is whipping me in the face? Like I want a situation like that.
It's worth fun. It's worth fun.
But I guess, like I said, if you all feel okay with your answers, you feel like it's Jake and you feel like it's yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say though, all right, so I went to Boone, and everybody up there is like really sketch, and like there's like 4-lane highways up there, so like you can actually swim. Like when I talk about swim, I mean like, let's say there's a car like this, and then there's a car to the right. I can cut in between these cars and just go through traffic type stuff at very fast speeds, like without you like people think I'm gonna wreck, but in reality, like I don't know, like I can do it where it's like, if I am about to wreck, I can brake enough to where it's not going to affect your car. I'm going to wreck. Like, I'm going to, like, slam into the side or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, everybody up there is, like, slamming on the horn. Nobody really pull over and, like, talk. Like, down here, you got to worry about, like, somebody actually road raging. Up there, they don't want to road rage because everybody's so calm, but they will, like, honk the horn, like, and yell out the window, slow down. It's like, we're on a 4-lane highway, and it's like a 35. I swear to God, it'd be a 35 on a 4-lane highway. It's like, I'm about to do 60. I'm sorry.
Don't you also know how to drive stick?
Yeah.
Unless you.
Oh yeah, he beat me with that. I don't know how to drive manual.
I can bleep it out if it's too much of your business. I don't know. But do you still drive with both feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my friends, he'd be driving a Porsche Sports Classic at like, I don't know, he ain't took me in that one yet, but he used to have like I forget what Porsche he used to have, but all I know is that thing was fast. Like he could literally do like 0 to 100 and like, I don't want to say no numbers because I feel like it might do it, but all I know is we was doing like 140 flying down like a back road, whereas like it's so traction, like one of those nice Porsches, like $200,000 Porsche.
Well, that's the thing that I find more impressive about Jake's driving is, like I said, that like for him, he drives with both feet, and you know most of the time you're supposed to just do your one foot, but he's, what is it called, ambidextrous, where you can do, it's like you're both right-handed and left-handed, and you do the same thing with your feet for whichever one you lead. And when you drive, it's your reaction time to stuff. Like I've seen your reaction time when there's a deer or something in the road, or like a car slows down or something like that, and like your reaction time to either slow down or be able to move around it fast is impressive in my opinion.
Thank you.
Chris,
meanwhile with Cameron, I done hit deer like 5 times with him in the car and shit.
It's like there's something about me that's cursed. Like, it's always want to hit. If it's not me in the car, it's you're on the way to my house or something like that. In some way, you end up hitting something.
No,
and it just ruins your night.
Cam does well for me. I'll be going like 80 down a back road at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and there'll be mad deer, and he'll be low key spotting them for me. Like there's been a few times where if Cam ain't said something, now the might would have crashed out.
The thing that like is bad about with when it comes to me and Chris doing it is like a lot of the times it's when I'm distracted and looking down at my phone is whenever, or like if I show him something really quickly, then it's like that's where he winds up hitting a deer. But it's like if like most of the time I am like a good passenger, where I'm like, yeah, like I'm looking like for deer, I'm looking for dogs or anything like that. Or like if there's something in the road, then you'll see me kind of like sit up a little bit and I'll see if it's eyes or if I'll see if it's glass in the road or something like that. Like any of those things, I'm always like looking out.
A lot of people they'll doubt that. Like they'll be like, "Yeah, I don't need no backseat driver or something." And that, bro, if you have somebody in your passenger seat that knows what they're doing, where it's like, I have like one of my other friends where he'll tell me how to cut. Like that's a big thing about cutting too. That's how I know I'm not gonna hit you, is because there's somebody in the passenger seat that's making sure that he says, "All right, you can go," and then you cut in and then you go like that. You know, you're not gonna like, you know, swerve somebody off the road. I'm always got somebody checking, and that's a big thing about driving fast. You gotta have a good co-pilot. If you don't got a good co-pilot, you're probably gonna wreck. It's only a matter of time.
Who's more of a ladies' man?
I don't know. I ain't been that chasing ladies lately, bro. Ever since I got out of high school, I've been on it like where it's just trying to get my life straight.
Yeah, same thing here.
Like I don't know. Like I feel like that's a good advice for a lot of people. A lot of people are going through that now. It's like, you know, divorce rates are high. All I'll say is go ahead and get you straight first, and then go ahead and.
Okay, well let me put it this way. Let's say y'all go to a bar, right? And you had a task in under 10 minutes to be able to get a girl's number. Between you both, who do you think can get the girl's number? Or get a girl's number? You don't have to go after the same girl, but like...
I feel like it's like me and Chris got the same chances. Like me and him, I don't know, are almost alike in our like game. I think.
Yeah, probably you got the higher chance because I'm like pretty shy and shit.
That's the same, bro. I don't know, like I'm not, when it comes to guys, bro. I'll walk up to a guy. I could fight. I could do anything with a guy instantly. Like
I'm glad.
No diddy.
I'm glad you kind of put that. Like if I have to fight a guy, like at least you said that.
Well,
when it comes to the guys coming up in a bar,
like, if like I'm talking to women, it's more or less like I'm not gonna be able to like instantly what's you know those solos, or it's to be like the 3-man or to be like the duo type stuff. I can't solo like a three girl or something, whatever, or 3-woman.
Like walking up to like
walking up to a group of women and trying to pick out one.
She gotta be solo.
Yeah, I can't do that. But now I might be able to hit a good duo
and. Okay.
Yeah, I probably like need one of y'all like right beside me to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Be like, hey, bro, when you go, let me get my shoes back and shit. Also, like, we start slapboxing in front of the biddy. That's what I need. That's what I need right there.
They just walk away and we still continue to fight anyway.
Like, hey, bro, get back my shirt back,
It gets very serious. Like it turns to close fist very fast.
Honestly, I know. For me,
y'all know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
That one, bro, when the biddies are around.
Just overreacting about everything, hyping it up too much.
Dog, that was the first time I ever got like, I don't know, I've never got beaten up too much, like, but when I was a kid, one of my friends did that to me, where it was like, there was this girl around where it was like, she was way older than me, so I couldn't get with her, but I think I accidentally like threw water up in the air or something like that, and it hit one of them. And low key, dog, he looks like he's about to like say something to me like a friend would, and he just cold clocks me straight in the face, dog. And I'm instantly fighting. But he was so much older than me, dog, and he snuck me. So it was like, I don't know. It was the first fight I technically lost, because like, you know, by the time they broke it up, he was the one that was like still hitting by the time at the end. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. That was I realized then I was like, yeah, bro, you gotta watch out for some people out there, because they really are like that, bro. I swear. They're like, yeah, bro. Or they'll joke on you too or something, like when you go around girls or something like that. They'll try to throw you out.
Like, bro, you look so stupid right now, bro. Like, bro, what was this energy before we got here? Like,
all of a sudden you're just getting called out for no reason.
Yeah. To be honest, a lot of times it makes them look bad. If you just handle it like where it's like you look at them like they're like kind of stupid, a lot of times you can play it off.
Just look at that Just look at that Drewski video, bro. He got that video, the exact same thing I'm talking about. Or that be happening.
Nigga, I'll pull your ass right here. I'll pull your ass right here. Sit down. Where you at with it? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at with it? Where you at? Where you at?
final question that I have. Who between y'all do you think is more of a hard ass?
What do you mean hardness?
Whose ego gets more in the way? Who do you think has a more inflated ego between y'all?
I'll say me, because I don't know. Recently, that's another thing. I've been trying to change my life recently. And when I was in high school, my dad was really this like jujitsu guy. And he taught me like martial arts from a young age. He didn't teach me like jujitsu. I'm not like a purple belt or anything like that. But I can armbar you, and I can like put you in a rear naked choke, like a real one. I can like put you in a leg lock. I can do a multitudes of like chokes and stuff like that. I can also stand up fight really good. So all through like high school and all that, I was looking for a fight. I was always looking to knock somebody out and always looking to prove to other people I am somebody. And it's like, I don't know what changed in me recently, but like, I don't know. I realized to put my ego down. Like now it's like, I don't know. A few things have happened where it's like, I could have got over on somebody really easy. I could knock somebody's like block off instantly right there. And it's just like, you just gotta let that go. Sometimes it ain't about fighting. Like you're old, bro. Like you're getting in your adult's age.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got guns, bro. I'm trying to get like an FFA type or FFL type stuff. Like I'm not trying to like go to jail type shit. Like I seen what fighting gets you, dog. Like so now it's like I'm trying to change, but I still am like that. I just gotta been working on it. I don't see really Chris like. I see Chris as where it's like he don't really got an ego, and that's always where I've been trying to be like. Where it's like to make Chris fight you, bro. Like I don't know. I couldn't see Chris fight. He's always been that dude that's like, bro, why are you trying to fight?
In my opinion, before Chris gives his answer, I think that Chris is the type to where he wants to get into a fight, but it's never been a situation where he has to fight.
Now, I ain't saying Chris can't fight. I feel like Chris can fight, but I am saying like I ain't saying like Chris backs down from fights, but I am saying like Chris thinks about fights where it's like a little bit more, where it's like, he's like.
That's to where you'll snap it, like just.
Me,
like
dog,
that.
I don't know.
Him,
I don't know where it's like,
process.
I'll just forget about my job. I'll forget about like my family. Like, I'll fight like with my like family type stuff there. And then it's like, now it's like, I ain't thinking about that. But, I just need to be more level headed like Chris. But I ain't saying he ain't a hard ass either, though. Like, I ain't saying like, because I feel like there's, it's just different stuff. Like, because I mean, like, even if you don't fight, that means like you could be more of a hard ass type stuff. Like that just means like you're not. Like fighting, I've always looked at as irresponsible type stuff too. That might be another thing.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's like different ways of looking at it.
It really just depends. Like when it comes to fighting, it's like if you take the time to think about it, or if you just go at it. There's a big difference between that and where the ego comes in and where the thought process comes in at. What's your opinion?
Well, I would say for me, it's like the complete opposite of what Jake went through. I started off like, oh, it's all cool. It's not really that big of a deal. But like, bro, I got this job, and I swear, sometimes it just pissed me off so bad, bro.
Be like that, bro.
They would have like a reason to get mad, but it's just like, oh, the reason that you want to get mad with me, like raise your voice at me, I'm not gonna let you have your way, bro. You're not gonna have your way just because you raise your voice at me. I don't care.
Unless if you feel comfortable enough about it, you can tell that story where you had the one time that I know that you got into a fight.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really say that my ego got in the way. It's just he was completely in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Where he paid with card, it wasn't enough, it declined. And he wanted his money back. I went, all right, I avoided your payment and money be back in your account in about like a couple of days. You're like, what you mean a couple of days? I want money now, bro. Let me get it in cash. I'm like, can't do that. And he just like went off. I'm like, you just gonna have to leave. And I was just like pushing him, that's all. But screaming, I was screaming though.
It takes a lot to do that, bro.
That's I realized my ego coming into play.
People just getting like attitudes with me. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you have your way. You might have like a good reasoning, I'm not gonna have your way.
For my ego, I've been really trying to work on it, and one of the ways that I realized how to actually work on it well, I went to the club for the first time, and the girl that I was there with, there was some people that were like going around her, or there was a man who was like being all up around her. There was a white man who like literally like points at her and goes, "You twerk right here in front of me," and I didn't know about this, but like it when I did find out, it kind of ticked me off, and I tried to video like look for the guy. I couldn't find the guy. That one ticked me off.
For anybody out there, always refrain from any type of club fight, bar fight. Usually does not end up well, and it just depends. Everybody there wants to break into a bar or club fight.
Always that one dude in the corner with that strap. He got his hoodie on. Or
All I gotta say, Doug, is do not touch me in no club fight, dog.
Well, it's just like just the way like
always that one guy that just wants to shoot the club up. I swear.
like the way that these guys were acting. Then the same guy that was like trying to be all up around her and stuff. I watched as he stood like up against a wall, and like I'm just making eye contact with him. He wanted to be anywhere but there. I was looking directly at him. He realized that the girl that I was with was the one that he tried to do some stuff with, and when I look at him, there's a girl that's over there. She's dancing, she's feeling herself around like that, and I watch as this dude, he's standing up against the wall and he does like this and just starts recording her. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, it's just like the whole, like, first time going to a club, I had a good experience, but at the same time, it was so hard to sit there and just kind of like bite my tongue on everything, because I'm the type that's like always like standing up for something. Like, if I know something's wrong, I try and stand up for it, and it really gets under my skin. And that, I was just sitting there, I was like, for example, I know not to go and get into a bar fight or anything like that. And I'm in new territory where I went. It wasn't anywhere near home, so it was just a bad situation all the way around. I was like, before I went late at night. I was tired, and then when I got to my destination before getting to the club, I was completely aware of everything. Like, I was walking down the street. We had to go past some dark alleys. I was watching those alleys like crazy. I was like looking all around on the ground and stuff like that, making sure there was like nothing on the ground that I was about to be stepping on too crazy. And like just paying attention to everybody, like looking at people's faces and like looking at what people were wearing and trying to like make sure, like, I wonder what that dude with the hoodie actually has with them and stuff like that. Like, it was like paranoia definitely set in, but also it's a situation where it's like new setting, it was new for me and stuff like that. But it was definitely hard for me to sit there and kind of, like I said, just bite my tongue, not let my ego get the best of me and stuff like that. I really am trying to to work on that.
A lot of times, though, it's best to go to a club in a group, because, like, I don't know, a lot of times I go to clubs and stuff like that, like, fights break out, and, like...
Well, I went in a group, and that was the thing. It was
I mean, like, I got the... I don't mean to be blunt about this, but I got the Glock in the car. Like, I mean, if stuff starts to break out, I'm going to dip and go to the car, and, like, I'm going to probably come back and dump 30 type stuff if it has to. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, I don't mean to sound hard. I'm being 100% real. Like, that's how it is. Like, a lot of times out here, there's been multiple times where it's like, you just gotta go ahead and go get the gat. Like, and you can't make it in the club with the gat, so you just gotta leave it in a locked car outside. And I've seen fights where it's like, people for real will just start throwing stuff, or throwing knives, or like, I don't know. It just gets crazy. I don't fight like that. I don't fight in groups. I don't fight like that. I've been in actual fights where it's like one-on-ones. I'm not puss whatsoever. But nowadays, I will say you best clutch.
I had 2 people apologize to me at the club because they bumped into me.
That's how
so one
you
person
step on somebody's shoes, they might go to the car type stuff.
Like one person.
Hey, bro.
one person bumped into me and instantly apologized. Another person poured alcohol on my shirt and also instantly apologized. But it's like it wasn't just like oh, I'm sorry. It was like, I am so sorry. Like, as if I was the most intimidating person there. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it just felt so weird.
I also club in a different city, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't club in the same state. Down here, it's a little bit more like on the low side. You don't really got a clutch, but where I'm from, you got a clutch.
But
does the ego thing always have to involve almost fighting somebody?
no, it don't even really have to involve fighting. It's just like that's another one that kind of like goes back on like being stubborn as well. Like your ego can get in the way of like your ego and your pride is a big thing that can get in the way of like something you're doing in life. Where it's like you have such a big ego that you want to like again you want to have things your own way. And it's like you want things to kind of like stick to that, like having it your way. But yeah, so that was the shoe game. Do y'all feel happily married? I guess I don't know. But if you want to see another episode like this, maybe where it's me posed against Jake or me posed against Chris, if you have another host, we can have new questions.
Yeah, it was fun.
I can have more questions specifically for these two. I can set something up. Anything like that. I feel like I had fun, even though, like I said, it was more about y'all talking this time than it really was about me. But I still have my opinions here and there. I feel like y'all both had really good rebuttals and arguments to each their own. Y'all were very respectful about it as well. It seems like y'all each kind of like chose the other person a lot. You didn't always choose yourself, which is like very gentlemanly of y'all. But yeah, like I said, if you'd like to see another episode like this, whether it be me against someone or have them against each other again, we'll just see, because like I said, I had fun doing it. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Be on the lookout for any videos in the future. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace out.